Unlike Hayao Miyazaki's other child-friendly films like Kiki's Delivery Service, Castle in the Sky, or even Ponyo, My Neighbor Totoro doesn't really end with a loud, bombastic final set piece. On the surface, Totoro's plot may even seem a bit dull, and the reason for its lack of a final fight or something similar is because the events themselves aren't what makes the movie so engaging. We come to Totoro not for the complex narrative, but to be transported back to our youth through the eyes of these childhood protagonists. I believe the key element of My Neighbor Totoro, the special sauce that has made it a timeless classic, isn't the plot itself, but the undeniable wealth of childhood wonder at its core. Miyazaki has always excelled at creating worlds full of mystery and intrigue, strange places that you can't help but want to explore. They've always reminded me of how I felt as a kid, discovering our world for the first time. You believe anything could happen next, and you're delighted by this. And no film does this quite like Totoro. From the very first scene where Mei and Satsuki move into their new home, they're both overflowing with joy, absolutely ecstatic to have this new place to explore. And crucially, their expectation is rewarded as they find magical creatures even among the dust in their new home. Even such a mundane place is secretly overflowing with extraordinary creatures just waiting to be found. And just as a reminder, this is not a happy time for them. Their mom is sick and they're moving into a house that looks very run down. And yet, the magic of childhood persists, along with a steady stream of optimism. This joyful unknown, as I like to call it, draws you into the world, especially when paired with the vibrant colors that are almost wholly unique to 2D animation and specifically early Ghibli. It invites you back to a time of wonder that many of us have to leave when we grow up and become cynical or realistic. I wish I still saw the world this way, so sure that every acorn I find in my new house is a sign that there is something magical afoot. When I wholeheartedly believed that I too could make a tree grow with a special dance and just a little help from the forest spirits. Every bit of the film's youthful energy is represented perfectly by the host of magical creatures Miyazaki creates. Totoro himself is practically childhood magic incarnate, all big and fluffy yet friendly and goofy, and don't even get me started on the cat bus. And the immersion into childhood is only enhanced by the fact that none of the adults can see Totoro. The fantastical events both are and sort of aren't real at the same time. Sure, they didn't really get the tree to grow overnight, but the sprouts did come in. Simply put, it's the Calvin and Hobbes situation, a true blurring of the line between an adult's reality and a child's imagination. Every super creative kid knows what I'm talking about and has walked this line whenever they were sent out to play. Whether or not something is totally real just doesn't matter, because it's real to the kids, and now it's real to us. This total disregard for reality is a kind of magic that's only really available to kids who are yet unburdened by reality. It's really easy to fall into My Neighbor Totoro, because it feels like something straight out of my childhood, back when the world was alive and new and chock full of hidden secrets. In a lot of ways, it's what the medium of animation is best at, allowing us to escape reality and let our imaginations run wild. To put it simply, My Neighbor Totoro is a child's fantasy. Magical, filled with wonder, and oh so adorable. Thank you.